Testing.
Okay. Dude, all right, so we had that whole type shit conversation at the Lincoln Lodge, and then when I don't even know if you saw this or not, but
What?
when we were walking out, did you stay for the fight?
Which fight? Oh, with the white girl who was antagonizing the black girls. Those.
There were a couple of black girls
Yes.
in the back of the show.
Yes.
And that Dale McPeak guy was on stage, and he walked off because their phone kept going off.
Yes.
And it was crazy.
Yes.
And then they walked off, and
that's not the whole story because I heard some of the other.
What's the whole story?
Okay, so are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay, this is so funny.
Wait,
you're gonna get that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wow, this is a great start.
From what I heard.
Okay.
Okay, this is all I heard.
Through the grapevine.
Through the grapevine.
Through the grapevine. Fine.
Whoa.
I don't.
Let's cut that.
Let's cut that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Like I'm edgy, but like yeah. That's like one of the lines.
I understand.
Let's see. No. Okay.
Real story.
All right. So okay. So we're getting into. So from what I heard, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, this black family comes in, right? And it's like the two younger women, and then like one of their parents, and it's like a birthday thing.
Okay.
By the way, shorties were bad. Saw them. They were bad as hell.
Type shit.
Yeah, type shit. And you know, like the dad's phone, he's like older, so it like kept going off.
Yeah.
And like
went off like 8 times.
Yes, sure. And that is wrong. You know, and I'll condemn that. You know, you know, but you know, and he left it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the situation escalated because there's a white girl in the front who took it upon herself to antagonize. Yes.
I didn't know about that.
Exactly. See? We never know about that, do we? Yes. She escalated. I'm not saying he wasn't.
This is like Spike Lee's film.
Yeah.
What's the name of that? The fucking one that takes place in Atlanta?
In Atlanta. I'm thinking Do the Right Thing.
Do the Right Thing. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I thought that was in Atlanta.
Yeah. No, that's in New York.
Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah, it's the fucking Bronx. God, I'm stupid. Yeah, Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
Where they're like both sort of in the wrong,
Exactly.
but then you're like, oh, either way, this is bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like she escalated it because she thought she was antagonizing these people, whereas like that's not her job.
No.
Like I'm not saying because even like I'm black, you know.
That's true.
Yeah. And
clip it.
I'm not gonna front, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have a chip on our shoulder, you know, because I'm not gonna lie. In 30 years, if my phone's going off and I'm in a room with white people, I might let it ring a little bit. A little.
8 times? See, that's the thing. Is like
it's excessive.
We're gonna give you a little leeway.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you a little extra leeway.
Sure.
8 times is a lot.
No, 8 times is crazy.
She shouldn't have
Part
taken it
of
upon
it,
herself.
I do think it was that he is old.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So,
but
he left it, and he was being a douche, and
yes,
that is fair. Okay. Yeah. So she escalated it, and that's why because Dale actually came to me and Claire. We were at the bar because Claire's the homegirl. You know what I mean? And she, you know, we were just chatting, and Dale came, and that's where I got. He was like, "No, I left because of like the one white shorty."
Oh, no way.
Yes, because she was wilding.
Well, so
because they were also, I think they were. I don't know Dale very well. I know he's funny, but
white women, man.
Yeah.
Hey. Every time I pod with a black guy, we're like, white women. Is
this a recurring thing?
Me and Kai, our episode, literally 2 minutes in, Kyron was doing an entire rant about how white women are the worst demographic.
I mean,
which I don't agree with. Okay. I don't think anybody is bad. I think we're all equally good. There's only one race.
You know
the
what?
Human race.
Yeah. I actually think I'm actually of the belief there are 2 races. And I do believe one is better than the other. And that's the end I'm going to say.
All right. That's a big cliffhanger.
I'm kidding.
How about we circle back to that later?
I don't think race is like a real construct, but like, you know.
Well, so that happens, then they get mad.
Yeah.
They walk out, but then there was like all this commotion in the lobby.
Yeah.
So what was that about?
I mean, Do you really want
Well,
me to
no,
say
no. Okay, well, the whole
explicitly?
point of me saying this,
Yeah.
of bringing this up, is there's all this commotion in the lobby.
Yes.
People are freaking. They're not throwing hands, but like it's like you're like, whoa, something's
Sure.
happening.
Yeah.
Bunch of commotion, and then as I'm walking out with my head down,
Yeah.
the black woman that we met earlier in the
Sure,
night just
sure.
goes, type shit, type shit.
That's so funny.
And I was like, yo, I was like, type shit,
Type shit.
type shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
It was so awesome.
You're welcome.
It was so cool.
That was I helped you study.
Yeah.
I helped you get ready.
It was
so
an
now you
awesome
can
moment.
connect to that woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were already there.
Wow.
We did the thing in Avatar where the tails like go like that.
Yeah.
It's like dapping up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Mhm.
That's really hot.
Yeah. They do it to the dragons and the trees. What?
No, I'm not gonna say.
No, you have to.
Okay. And I want to leave this after. Like I want to leave this topic after.
Okay.
Just because I don't know how well it'll age.
Wait, so you want to leave? What do you
No,
mean?
no, no. I just after this, let's move on.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I have something I've loaded up. It's a question.
I-
Because you
how
said
can
you
I
were
say
going to
this?
talk about something.
How
We
can
didn't
I
get to it.
how can I say this? And these are good dudes. I fuck with them, but the rabble rousing white bitch, the rabble rousing white shorty, she was escorted out as if she was goddamn Jackie O.
Jackie O?
Yeah.
Who's Jackie O?
Jackie Onassis, she's married to John F. Kennedy, the president. John Kennedy. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Yes, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Oh, you're saying like they're very dainty
were just
and
like-
like
they were-
delicate
yeah.
and yeah.
Type shit.
Did she not put up a fight?
Oh, white women know when to turn their bellies over,
That's
and I
what
say that
that's
with
what
love.
I was gonna say. Is
I
they're
say
very
that with
they're very
love.
cunning. Patrice O'Neill has a joke about
Yeah.
this, about how like white women they're cold.
Yeah.
Like they're like psychologically. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Feels like I'm in a haunted house right
Yeah.
now.
That's why I like this place, though.
Because it feels haunted. This could absolutely be a haunted house.
Yeah, I know.
You have any stories?
when I was looking for a place and moved to Edgewater, it was like really foggy,
Uh-huh.
and like the streets, at least in my perspective, felt a little off. Like if you go near to Andersonville,
Mm-hmm. Where I'm
it's-
parked.
yeah, it felt. Oh wow, you're all the way. That's so funny. The streets felt a little off, and that was very attractive to me.
Why was that attractive?
I don't know.
Hi.
Death is like cool.
Sorry that we're doing this.
No, it's okay. You know.
This is my career.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, so you really quick, and then we'll get back to that
Yeah.
because I want to psychologically understand why you find that attractive.
Find what exactly? What was I saying was attractive?
I'll get to it
Okay.
because I just want to say
Oh,
something
the
that's
dark,
funny.
the
Yeah,
creepy
yeah.
shit. Oh,
Because
yeah.
there was a house that they were trying to sell
Yeah.
in my hometown, and they couldn't sell it for like 3 years, and then the real estate agent put a sign up. It was like under like the for sale sign. It said, "This house is not haunted."
Was she like with Nathan Fielder? Was that the?
It's that vibe, but no.
Oh, so that's.
It was real. It said in all caps in red lettering. It said, "This house is not haunted." And
Oh
we were
my
all like,
God.
"Yeah, right."
Thank God. Now I
Yeah.
know it's not fucking
Exactly.
haunted.
Go in there, be like you're hearing all the noises, be like, "Honey,
Yeah.
at least we know it's not
No,
haunted."
dude,
But you
babe,
like that. You're attracted to that.
I do like that.
Why?
I do like. I mean, I like
Fucking
spirits.
horrifying.
I do. I do think spirits are real. I was attracted to this place because to me, this place, I grew up watching Charmed when I was a kid. I really like Charmed.
What's Charmed?
How old are you?
24?
24? I'm 26, baby. I mean, I was like 4 when Charmed was on, but Charmed was like a 2000s,
Yeah,
late
so
90s.
you get to say that you're a 90s kid.
Yeah, I was a 90s kid.
That's what my fucking sister does.
Yeah.
Such bullshit. She's
She-
born in 1998. She's
I was,
like, I'm a
me
90s
too, I'm
kid. Yeah,
98
that's why I'm
too.
saying it. Yeah.
I don't claim the 90s.
Good. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Allie.
Yeah, we couldn't even talk.
You didn't have consciousness.
We couldn't even
Yeah.
talk till 9/11.
No,
you know?
that was the moment.
Yeah, I was like,
between the first and the second
yeah,
tower.
yeah.
You just
Oh,
went,
dude, I
went,
gave
"Oh,
a
shit."
monologue between the most. I was like, I love applesauce, and they're
that
like,
must have been such a roller coaster of emotions for your
what,
parents.
9/11?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
Because they're sad, and then you do the monologue.
Yeah,
they're
and they're
happy
like,
that you're speaking, and then they're sad again because the second tower gets hit.
No, I thought they would be unhappy because I kept speaking.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. They were happy that the tower got hit,
Yeah.
and they were unhappy that you spoke, and then
Yeah.
happy again.
Well, no, it was just a tough day all around for them.
Okay, just a tragedy.
Yeah.
For different
yeah.
reasons.
I like. we were talking on the way up. You compared it to a frat house, and I took a little umbrage because
Well, the
like
front of it,
yeah, because
because
there
it
are
has
big
the
poles.
pillars.
Yeah, there are big pillars. But like
Once you're inside, it's much scarier.
I don't know, like yeah.
Well, actually, I think a frat
Scarier
house
than
has probably
frat
hurt a lot
houses,
more people than
yeah.
spirits. But
Dude, I mean, like, how many? Like, a ghost might possess you, but a future man of the law might rape you. Okay. Yeah, he might do something to you. Anyways,
grapevine.
yeah,
Yeah. So you're attracted to that. You're attracted to spookiness.
yeah. In
Aren't
like,
you afraid that they'll like enter you?
something I used to
Rectally.
be. I used to like hate horror films.
Yeah.
I used to hate horror films because
Okay.
I was like, life is already stressful enough.
But
then like Get Out came out.
dude, that's one of my favorite films
Yeah,
of all time.
it's the best. And I watched
Fucking
it.
love Get Out.
And what was weird about it was like this weird like confluence of like real horror and like imagined horror.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, and then it urged like culture to dissect
Yeah, it had like some bearing on reality.
yes.
Yeah.
So like that weird dissonance and then the dissection, that was very important for me because then I understood that not only could horror be intellectually like, you could pull from it intellectually, and that it's like a joke when it's like the allegory with the frog. When you pull the frog apart, you know what I mean, like it's dead, you know what I mean. So horror is
Hopefully
just like that
for the frog.
yeah or if the frog's still alive, it probably lives here, because
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really, and not only that, also Get Out is really strong visually, and a lot of the horror from the 2000s was so ugly and nasty.
Well, that was the whole style, the Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, well, the Blair Witch Project, but then the million things that copied after.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I just hate it because
they cost $20 to film.
Oh,
they made like $5 million.
Well, horror in general is pretty cheap.
It's the cheapest genre.
Yeah.
I actually got into an argument with my friend about this.
Yeah,
it's like obviously the cheapest genre.
Yeah,
but whatever.
No, yeah, you just need you just gotta have.
And it makes the profit margin on horror movies is by far the best.
Sure,
yeah,
if you do it well, yeah, absolutely. Even if you don't do it,
I was gonna say, even if you don't do it fucking well, you just need jump scares.
Yeah. I do think culturally.
Also, the lighting is the easiest because it's always dark.
Yes. We're talking about general. I don't like stuff like that per se.
Yeah.
Like I like some. I mean, obviously, like Ari Aster, is very important.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then like, fucking Polanski's thing, fucking Rosemary's Baby.
Classic.
Yeah, like
Classic.
I really like that because it.
So you like horrors that aren't necessarily like Insidious. You're talking about like stuff that's kind of like. Well, I guess Rosemary Baby. That's like Satan.
I actually really like I love The Shining.
Insidious is great.
Yeah. Literally Insidious. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. You know what I mean? I just
like spooky ghosts and goblins and werewolves.
See, so that's the thing with Get Out. So like, then that came out what 2016 I think.
2015.
2015, 2016.
I have no idea.
I saw it, but that's when I was like coming of age, becoming like an adult. So like now I'm like exposed to the real world.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with like racism more explicitly. I'm not like adults aren't lying to me like I'm the adult now. So like and bills and shit. So that shit was like scary, like worrying about whether I needed to eat. So like ghosts and goblins, like dude.
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
I get killed by. I'd rather get killed by a goblin than a fucking like 12. Like God forbid. Like, but like you know what I mean? Just like a goblin. I feel like a goblin's more reasonable than a cop. You know what I mean? Like I would bet money.
Like if a goblin pulled someone over, he'd probably just treat everybody shitty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But a cop is gonna treat some people
and
nice.
honey, that's equity.
Unless it's a bike cop.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah.
I'm working on a bike cop chunk right now.
Yeah.
It's really building towards something.
Oh,
yeah.
please.
It's just about how like bike helmets like humanize cops.
That's funny.
Just like it, like you forget they have a gun.
Yeah.
You forget that you're like these are the guys terrorizing the urban fellas.
No,
It's
I
crazy.
mean like bike cops and horse cops.
That's the other one.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, just what a crazy. Just no, like as a black person,
It takes away.
It takes it. is just like
It's like putting I'm trying to think of a comparison. It's
no,
like
it's
putting Hitler in something.
it.
But
I mean, it's like actually hanging out with Hitler.
yeah, it's like smoking
like,
a joint with
yeah,
Hitler.
it's like
Smoking a blunt.
it's like he's like Hitler's like, and I like this show a lot, Rick and Morty. But like Hitler would suck about Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
He's like,
Morty.
He's like, no, it's like you really have to get it. And I was like,
Mhm.
ugh,
Yeah.
dude, like I like this show, but come on, Hitler, relax, bro, like chill.
Yeah,
You're making the show lame.
Hitler's got to chill, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah. That's my stance on Hitler. He's got to chill.
Wow.
If more people had that stance, none of that bad stuff would have happened. If they were, because he's doing that loud speech and all the
Right.
fucking.
No, he's getting himself worked out.
If they just looked at each other and like, he's got to chill.
He's
Got this he's very loud.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
very-
yeah, yeah.
He's so screamy and
Yeah.
yelly, and I don't like it. It's
Now, see, that would have been the problem because I mean we're both Jewish. that's a very Jewish reaction to it. Like, oh, he's so loud.
oh, he's so loud.
But yeah. Oh, so what I was talking about earlier,
Mhm.
because we were talking about how like your grandparents come from like old money, right?
Well, they came from nothing.
Okay.
Then they built themselves up to be really wealthy.
Okay.
And then I got to experience that up until the age of like 7.
Okay.
And then it then gradually fell apart and then really fell off a cliff. And then, but so I've seen that world. Is what I was saying.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that actually brings 2 points. I want to put a pin in the first point I wanted because I think that's so funny that they were considered quote unquote old money in like what, a generation.
Well, they weren't really old money.
Yeah.
It's just like I think about. I guess
this
it's
is
just like
literally
the way that they like lived and acted in my mind
Yeah.
is old money.
Sure.
Where like they had like property.
sure.
They had like pastures. They had a big barn and a greenhouse
Sure.
and shit. And like
They fit the aesthetic.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They had a long winding driveway.
This is my whole.
That to me is old money. And,
Sure.
like, they belong to a country club.
I
where
feel
it's
like new money.
You have to be in a waiting list to
I
get
feel
in.
like see this is
New
I-
money is like Silicon Valley. That's
Sure,
like,
but
that's what
don't they
Tesla.
eventually do that to fit in?
I don't think they would have done that. They were locked in.
Who? Are your
My
grandparents or
grandparents?
Silicon Valley? I'm talking about because that's actually.
Oh, you're
okay.
saying the Silicon Valleyers are going to get into the country club?
I think so.
I don't
just to
think
see-
so. I think
really?
the country club, they're going to look down on them. They're like, you don't belong here with us.
Interesting.
Yeah. It is sort of a get out thing,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
Ooh.
I mean, dude, they had a section in the clubhouse. I don't think it's like this anymore, but it was, you had to be 18 and older to be in there, and there were no women allowed.
Oh God.
Still. Yeah.
Still?
Yeah. Like when I was, not now, but like when I was a kid, like that you were not allowed to be a woman and be in that part of the clubhouse.
Bro. Guys are. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Straight guys are so funny.
Okay, this might be controversial,
Yeah.
but part of me, a very small part of me, sort of respects the whole like
Interesting.
this is our space. Because if girls did it and they're like this is the girls' club, no boys allowed,
Yeah.
I feel like everybody would be. The problem is that the problem is history. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
That's
like,
the thing.
Yeah,
History
the problem.
is a big problem. History is kind of the.
The problem
history
is
kind of
everything
the
that they did,
gargantuan.
yeah.
Yeah, the gargantuan elephant in the room.
But like I do think that there should be some like safe haven for every group
Sure.
where they should just be like this is just our thing.
Sure.
But when the whiteys do it, it's like you guys come
Well,
on
because
then they're plotting and it always
Yeah,
gets bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
guys love
I
to
understand. I understand.
You guys love to plot. I'm
Love
sorry.
the plot.
Yeah.
And then carry out the
Yeah.
plot.
Yeah.
Some people just plot.
No. Yeah.
Honkers carry it out.
Honker. Ooh, I like honkers.
Honker.
Hard R. I like it.
Honker.
And you want to know something? You
I'd
want to know
love
where
to.
it connects?
Please.
Honkers. White people love tits.
That's true.
Stay woke.
Do you not love tits?
I
I feel like black people like asses more, right?
I'm a little
Somewhat of a black man myself. Type shit.
no, ass is tits are cool. I fuck with tits.
I fuck with
do
tits.
This is so funny.
Tits are more of a shape thing than a size thing.
Yeah,
for me.
I like if it's like you know. I like if it's shapely, it's good. You know, if you know, but honestly, like like a gorgeous face is like.
I mean, yeah, you can't beat
Yeah.
a gorgeous face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes.
Well, go ahead.
No,
Were you gonna say
feel
like
like Jimmy
they're
Kimmel. I feel like early Jimmy. I was gonna say one thing I think is really cool, like really cool, is like if like the face is like average, but the ass is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the
Like
thing is like
I'm from the hood, so like if you just have like a big ass, like even if you look like Jason Voorhees, like you're a bad bitch.
I have noticed that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, the kind of ass where you can only really wear sweatpants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where like the pink on the butt is double spaced.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah.
like to me it's all like you can have size, but it also has to like make sense
Of course.
proportionally.
And that's white supremacy. I'm kidding. No. I don't know, cause sometimes
But-
sometimes you'll just see a joint that's just stupid, fam, and it's just like, damn. You
but
feel
I
me?
feel like I just like and
Like
always
we got Save-A-Lot. Do you know what Save-A-Lot is?
No. Is that
It-
is that a shop?
It's like Walmart if it's like if Ronald Reagan designed a Walmart.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, it's like just the cheapest, least healthy fucking shit you can imagine.
Okay.
Just like big fucking, and it's just like it's just like all in hoods in like Ohio and
Uh-huh.
shit. And like, I mean, yeah, the food's not good. It's bad. You know
Does
what
it
I mean?
taste good?
Yeah, it tastes amazing. They just put salt and sugar on everything.
There you go.
And they charged it for like $2. It's like you want
That's a bargain.
yeah. Oh,
I would love a Save-A-Lot.
oh yeah. Cut a couple dollars off. Cut a couple
Uh-huh.
a whole decade off of your life.
It's well worth it.
Hey, but like like that. Those are just kind of like. Ooh, man. Why I called it white supremacy? Because I had like a homegirl, right, who's white,
Sure.
and
Had?
had
P-
yeah
past
we're-
tense?
yeah past tense.
No longer a homegirl?
Eh.
Fool. Man, what happened?
I don't know. Just don't talk as much. Yeah,
I feel that.
Yeah,
I feel that.
yeah. But she's white, and she was like, I was like,
white.
yeah, I was telling her about a joint I liked, and I was like, yeah, man, that's crazy. And she was like, does she have like a good ass? And
Whoa.
exactly. This distinction.
Your
was new
homegirl.
to me.
Wow.
Yeah, because she like works out a lot.
Oh, I see. So she's kind of like comparing it to herself?
Yes. Well, there's this thing where like, I feel like white culture, in lieu of the Kardashians, have been like trying to cheat God, and like they're like, oh, if it's like muscle, like, and it's like shapely,
Mm-hmm.
that's like a quote unquote good ass, which is white supremacy because they're imitating a naturally occurring
I can't say this.
African ass, like a black ass. Hey, I'm not gonna go in. I'm not gonna be on the pod and pretend like
yeah.
I'm, like I don't have an affinity for dairy, but I have to defend my sisters. You know what I mean? I
Yes,
have to
of course.
defend their honor and what, and I'm just saying, and this is connecting to the new money thing, because it's this weird. I'm obsessed with these cultural projections.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This is like something, and it's something I've been obsessed with for a couple years now.
Yeah.
But I never had the language for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Welcome.
Yeah.
You now do.
Yeah. But so here's the thing. Let me use like, okay. So you have women from Africa, right? Who have a certain kind of body, right?
Yes.
Because of the climate there that's naturally occurring.
Yes.
And then you have
What
like,
kind of body? What do you mean?
just like, I have it too, like thick fucking thighs, bigger ass and shit like that,
Uh-huh.
strong torso and shit like that. And because of the plains and the climate, you need to have that to be able to
Yes.
trek it.
The small asses were selected out.
Yes.
On the plains.
Yes. The small asses died. The small
The small ass.
the lions ate the small
Yeah.
asses, and
Somehow
Yeah.
having a bigger ass
Yes.
was more advantageous to getting away
no, because
from lions.
because the lions would be grazing and they'd be watching and they'd be
Oh,
like, "Damn,
yeah.
you can get away."
Damn.
Damn.
They'd see the skinny ones and be like, dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The toothpick. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's hey, that's how I got this far. You know. And then you have like white settlers coming here, well, coming to Africa,
Yes.
and like making parody of, you know, with like eugenics and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Parody in like their fake textbooks about the negroid body
Uh-huh.
and shit like that.
Negroid.
And yes, that's
I've
what
never heard that.
Caucasoid, negroid, and mongoloid.
Wow.
These are like the
Negroid
racism.
sounds like a slave from the future.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Go fetch me my coffee, Negroid.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Fuck you, Caucasoid.
Yeah.
Honkazoid ass motherfucker.
What? Why? All right. Keep going.
Wait,
going.
sorry. The Negroid spirituals would be dubstep. Okay, all right. So you have this weird, and then you know.
Then the settlers come.
Yeah, the colonizers are coming, and they're taking like African people, and they're building this culture of white supremacy in like Europe, and that will be kind of like Americanized in America. You know, it'll be like
This is America.
yeah, and but you have these weird parodies of black bodies that are now being projected into the white consciousness.
Yeah.
Right, and I've been like studying like like Jean Baudrillard. He's like this French like philosopher, and he's talking about like postmodern society. Okay, so I don't think this precedes this. I don't know the exact history. I just think it is funny that a lot of the dresses that like Victorian people wore had, you know, like things that made them look extremely shapely in a cartoonish way.
Like a giant push-up bra for your whole body.
Giant push-up bra, and then the dress looks like a huge ass.
They lifted it, and there was like a wooden like hula hoop.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Around.
That's literally absurd.
Yeah.
That's literally absurd.
But God, is it sexy?
Yeah.
Holy shit. It's funny how both cultures separately were like, I do like this.
Yeah.
The white, they were just like, we're gonna build it.
Yeah, which is
we're gonna sculpt it.
Yeah, they're gonna simulate it. So, but then you have in the white collective consciousness these like archetypes of like black bodies that are like big and aggressive, and so. But there's a weird obsession with it. It's not just disdain; it's an obsession.
Yes.
And so we come to America, right? And you know we have African bodies, you know, but they also mix with white people and shit like that. And we have like a culture of like shapely black women and so on and so forth, right? And white people, y'all were holding it up for y'all for a little bit. You're like, no ass and fucking the chest looked like Megatron, bro.
Well, that was literally that was like the 80s, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
80s, 90s, even the 2000s when I was growing up.
I have a I don't want. I mean, I think it's gonna come back
Oh no, it is coming back
because
we're
Kardashian, her ass is smaller now.
they're being white again.
Yeah. By the way, really quick, so
yeah,
I mean, so you said like Kardashians were the ones who like sort of infected, but Kardashian,
yes,
the reason that she did this was
to-
because Ray J.
yes.
So technically, he assisted with the.
Well, Ray J.
He kind of fucked your own.
Ray J did nothing wrong. If anything, Ray J.
He was an accessory to a crime,
If
brother.
anything, he was Oppenheimer. Okay.
Oppenheimer killed millions.
Oh my God! Leave Ray J alone. One wish. Don't
He's
talk.
got a crooked dick.
Some girls like that.
I got a crooked dick.
Ooh,
Type shit.
Oh, type shit.
No, I'm kidding. No, I don't.
No.
It's very straight as an arrow.
Wow.
But if you watch an arrow in slow motion, bends a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Here's the
Anyway,
Here's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
So you have like white women who like have this like, you know, anorexic standard of beauty, which I'm not knocking. But but then the Kardashians come because black culture is like kind of human culture, but at least American pop culture, and You know, they're trying to imitate that, and they imitate that through their wealth by being able to afford a gym and stuff like
The
that.
Kardashians?
Well, the Kardashians, I'm assuming,
Yeah, they were just
had
like
surgery.
injected
Yes.
themselves with goo.
But you know, in response to even that, there's like this culture of like shapewear and stuff like that.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
it's
there's some yoga pants where it just hugs the ass in such a crazy way.
yeah.
Where you're like, how do we have the technology to make an ass look like this through fabric? Do you know what I mean?
No, it's crazy.
And like the butt crack has like its own stitching.
No, but
where-
that's the thing. It's a
very
it's
crazy.
not real though. That's my whole thing.
Yeah.
In a postmodern society, it's not fucking real.
What do you mean?
Like, so when my friend is being like, "Oh, does she have a good ass?"
Yeah.
It's like, why do you think you have a good ass?
Does she have a good ass?
It's fine.
Like fine or fine?
It's fine. I'm sorry. And I went
I
to
have
private
to see
school.
the ass now. I feel
Yeah.
like I have to. Well, that's also the thing is like ass is. I mean, it's all subjective, right?
Sure.
What
Yes.
might be a good ass?
Yes. No, but
And
she
of course
but
she's
she
been
objectified it. And that was my issue. That's
She
why it's white
objectified
supremacy.
her ass.
No, she objectified. She made it an objective thing. She took
Oh,
it out
that's
of the
not-
realm of
Yeah. So
subjectivity.
she's saying she objectively has a good ass.
because it's quote unquote healthy. And when was health ever, bro? I like this, bro. Fucking. I think there's a Toni Morrison quote that I'm bastardizing, but like, I think she was like in one of her books, what Song of Solomon. She was like, yeah, like the ass is. She had these guys talking, and it's like the ass. It's got ripples like the ocean, but it smells like the sea.
Oh God, dude.
She's the goat.
Oh
She's
God.
the fucking goat.
That's not.
That's great. I like to see a little.
See, for me, it's not even about the look. It's just about what I can manage.
Sure.
Because I'm a thin guy,
You're taller than me.
but I'm a thin dude. I'm like a toothpick.
You're
So-
a little stocky. Boy.
I'm a toothpick.
Boy, the thick joints be loving the skinny.
But that's the thing I've noticed is
motherfuckers.
when I worked at the Improv and we'd have like D. Ray Davis come,
yeah.
all the biggest women
I
were
love
with
that.
the
I'm
skinniest guys.
honored. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was
Absolutely.
like, I admire you, brother, but how are you doing this?
Oh.
Because like, she is. I mean, she would hurt if she sat on his lap.
Yeah.
He would be like straining.
Good.
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 I want to feel like I can protect my
You can.
lover. But well,
Oh, your liver?
my lover.
Oh, your lover.
Yeah.
You can. You'll be
Also, yeah, I feel like I don't know.
fine. You'll be fine.
I feel like
She'll help you protect her. She can fight.
I guess that's true.
Exactly.
That's true. She can't run.
Hey.
Apocalypse scenario. I need you to run. I need you to be agile.
Hey. I don't know. Look at the history of Africa. I told you. We got this far for
That's
for a
true.
reason.
The lions couldn't catch the
Oh.
the
Yeah,
dumpers.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Also, I mean, I have a bit about it, but Harriet Tubman,
Yeah.
big dump truck.
Yeah. Respectfully, absolutely.
Very respectful.
Respectfully to Harriet.
Very respectful, but
Rosa
very
Parks,
true.
on the other hand. Sheesh. Bro. Have you seen?
No?
Bro. Rosa Parks is different, bro.
How so?
Bro.
Is she,
I would have.
is she
This
really
is fucked up. I would have told her to stand up too,
big butt?
bro. Very big butt.
Damn.
Oh, she's bad, bro.
Maybe
it's-
that's why she was in the back of the bus. It's
Yeah.
the only place she fit.
She was too powerful.
Yeah.
No, she was in the front.
God, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
I might cut that. That's so embarrassing.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. They're like, hey.
Well, it's so weird to
black
me.
guy, come
I
closer.
remember thinking as a little kid because on the school bus,
That's
the back
so
was
funny.
where the
All the
hierarchy
black-
was flipped.
No, that
when
was
you were in middle school, all the coolest kids sat in the back of the
Oh, I
bus, and
know.
then we learned about Rosa Parks, and I was like, "What's she doing?"
Yeah.
That's where I'm sitting in the front of
Yeah.
the bus.
Yeah, but no.
So
it
either
was-
the whites had it all wrong,
Look at
or
this
we have it all wrong now. Sorry,
it's again.
because in the back of the bus, when you hit a bump, you go the highest.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You know, she had to do what she had to. Just 'cause, you know what I mean? She had to do what she had to do. She was on the front lines. Sometimes there are weird black people who want to talk to the bus driver. You know what I mean? While they look at manga, they read Naruto in the front because they're too nervous to talk to the other kids.
Sounds like you have a lot of experience.
and if she didn't, break down those barriers, I would have to make eye contact before the age of 15.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So you were socially awkward?
Yeah, but I was loud and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of how I was.
Wait, because now I want to go back because we finished the other simulation thing. I want to go back to the new money thing.
Okay.
Okay, so this is so all over the place.
That's good.
But I do feel like there is continuity. Right, like in a postmodern, society, we start getting like what I'm obsessed with is hyper reality, where a simulated reality, something fake, is, you know what I mean? Like you can't even tell it apart from the original reality, and it's technically hyper real because that one might be held up more than the original reality. Okay.
Because it's giving you the illusion that it is reality, so it has to
In
be
a certain
even
way, it
more
might be
real.
realer. For example, like we talked about, like the white ladies with the big dresses. Growing
Okay.
up, I thought they just had ass under there. I recently learned. Yeah.
That
Like,
must have been such a disappointment.
no, I know. Like I was like, yo, these Victorian bitches are going crazy right now.
Yeah.
No. So that's kind of because it's like I got the media before the reality. You know what I mean? And in our current culture,
Which I think is how everybody gets
that's
it. Yeah. Right?
That's the whole problem.
Oh, so that's more real, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
The idea of it, the simulation is exactly. So, you know what I mean? Or you have this homegirl talking about, oh, does she have a good ass? When like the ass you're trying to imitate as a skinny shorty is the unhealthy ass, but you're trying to get it through this postmodern way.
Is she trying to imitate it, or is she trying to put her own like little Caucasian spin on it?
They're still imitating. It's that.
Well, you can't just claim asses. There must have been some whiteys with big butts.
Oh yeah, but y'all wasn't raising them up. Y'all wasn't taking care of those queens. Y'all were like,
Dude,
you're
I wanna
fat.
go back in time.
Ew, I'm not gonna talk to you. You're fat. Get skinny. That's what y'all be doing.
Don't you think though? Don't you think there was a subset of guys out there?
Italians?
Probably. But don't you think there's a subset of guys out there in Europe who, like, behind closed doors were like, have you seen the fucking chicks with the actual fat asses?
Of course.
Holy
of course.
shit,
I mean,
dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that is why they modeled the fucking silly dresses after that.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, like it's not like what is being presented to the public is not
What
real.
about Native American asses?
I don't have
Ooh,
enough
hunter-gatherer ass.
Hunter-gatherer ass? Hunter-gatherer ass.
Probably very nice.
Yeah.
Probably very nice. It's on the plains.
Sure.
Similar.
Yeah. I'd agree with
That's
that.
kind of my fit,
Sure.
robust ass.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm into.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
great. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, that ass can pick some berries and hold a crying child.
Yeah.
Damn, that ass can identify poisonous mushrooms.
That's sexy.
Yeah, that is.
It is. It is. That ass
I
knows
actually,
true north.
I have a bit about being poor, where like being poor. Okay, all right, yeah. So I have been talking about this for a while. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the bit after I.
You just
talk about,
smeagoled on me.
Yeah, what?
You just had like two. You're
know.
like, I have a bit. Precious. Yeah, I have a bit. All right, go ahead.
No, it's okay. So with, for example, so you're talking about like old money and the aesthetic of old money, right? And you told me this really before we started recording. You told me this really interesting instance of someone kind of flexing their wealth, where they were in the pool and they had like a Range Rover.
Yeah, they had a Land Rover.
A Land Rover, and they just left it on because they didn't want it to heat up in the summer sun. They left the AC on. Right? And that is, and I don't feel like that is, or I didn't feel like that was quote unquote old money behavior. And here's why: because like I could see like a rapper doing that, like that.
You definitely are right.
Yeah. So that kind of for me begs the question where like I feel like a lot of kids who are old money now, growing up in pop culture now, are trying to imitate what new money is.
Well, what is that? I think of new money. I think of owning a Cybertruck.
Sure. When I think of new money, I mean literally you got money in your lifetime. You didn't inherit money.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
that's my understanding of it. Nouveau
Okay.
riche. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, you're right.
Yeah.
That is what the actual
Yeah,
definition
yeah,
is.
yeah. So, and there's
Most of the people at that country club were that.
oh, what, they got money in their lifetime they didn't
Yeah, like
inherit?
they came from like a long line of wealth.
Okay, yes. Okay, that is old money for
Yeah.
sure. That is old money for sure.
Like for all I know, that person didn't even have to work for that car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
So they don't give a fuck. Like they don't care.
I agree.
It's not like one of those people where it's like, oh my god, we're wasting all this money, but they have all this money.
Mhm.
It's just like
I'm more
fuck
concerned
you.
about the fucking environment.
Fuck the environment,
Yeah,
dude.
Jesus.
It's dead.
Yeah.
We're all gonna die.
I think we'll be all right. I think we'll.
No, we will.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna procrastinate pretty hard on
Oh
it.
no, I think we're definitely procrastinating, but I don't know. I don't know. I like to be optimistic about.
I mean, whether people like to admit it or not, humans are still gonna be here for a long time.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, the world's gonna end in like
You
by
wish.
2050." It's like, yeah, right, dude. And have you noticed how it's always those fuckers who are like, oh fuck, what was I? It's like there are some people, and you ask them if they want to have kids,
Yeah.
and then they're like, "No, I don't want to have kids because I don't want to like bring them into this world."
Yeah.
And then like they start like saving all their money and stuff. Like, what are you saving
Saving
for?
it
So
for,
you think
yeah.
you think something's gonna stay?
Yeah.
Like they're acting like the world's gonna end, but then they're like
I
preparing
don't
for their
think, I think
401k.
the whole issue is people don't think the world will end. I think that's even people who say it will end. I don't think, because if you really thought the world was gonna end, you'd change your behavior.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, like immediately. But I don't. You know what I mean?
Also, the world's fine. The
I-
world's gonna be here after us. Yeah.
We're not gonna be. That's why. That's when I'm more concerned, because the world will be fine.
Dude, I really hope that the world does end, and then aliens find this podcast and translate it.
Yeah,
That'd be
so
crazy.
funny.
Then they're like getting into like black versus white acid. Like
Yeah.
they're learning so much about culture right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Oh.
Sorry.
No problem. What my main point with the Land Rover thing is, I definitely see a version of that person being like, oh, this is something like 50 Cent would do. Just keep the whip open and shit like that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of white kids imitate black pop culture.
Sure.
You know, I literally saw, I was watching a video of Alabama Barker, Travis Barker's daughter, and she's like, you know, performing blackness even though she's Travis Barker's daughter. You know what I mean? And she's like, was raised in Calabasas, but she's talking like she's from Atlanta and shit like that. And that's like postmodernism, where it's like the aesthetic is first, and someone could buy the aesthetic of old money. Like, and my bit is about how poor people nowadays want to perform richness, and rich people want to perform being poor. Like, rich people love looking
It's
poor.
so cool
And
to
that's
look poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane. I follow like Vogue, and I saw like a bunch of models like laying in like these quilts, and they like looked like homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Daniel Tosh has a great joke about this, where he's like, what we should do is we should give your old clothes to homeless people.
Yeah.
And then they like wear it where they wear it in for you till it has all the holes. Then we take it back,
Yeah.
so that we get like the stuff that's worn. They get clothes, but we still get to look down on them for being out of style, because that's all that really matters. Yeah.
I mean, something really fucked up is happening right now, where like we were talking about the card, you know, and I'm not trying to. I don't care, you know, too much about the, you know, like, respect to Travis Barker. Courtney's hot, you know. I don't care, but like, you know, like, there is like a trend of like, for example, like models and like the Kardashians using like groceries as status symbols.
Groceries?
Yes, like common supermarket groceries.
I don't understand. Like they're holding a grocery bag?
Literally,
What?
like doing photo shoots. Yes.
What?
Literally, yeah.
What
It's
the fuck?
dystopian. Yeah,
Why?
because it's literally to be like, you can't afford this.
So they have like a Whole Foods bag?
Literally.
What the hell?
Even common more like, I think Khloe Kardashian had like a bouquet of like, and it was just like these cut oranges and shit, and like just a whole platter, and they're not gonna eat that.
No.
It's just for the aesthetic.
They're
of
probably
what-
gonna throw it out.
Exactly. So again, this is this weird simulation of people being unable to get real groceries, and then these people who don't need the groceries.
They have a
using-
surplus, yeah.
Exactly, using it for an aesthetic.
Cool photo shoot? Check.
Yeah, exactly. It's for the photo shoot. We all live in a photo shoot now. we're this perpetually, you know what I mean? We're cameras projecting onto cameras, and exactly, yeah.
I was gonna say we're not in a photo shoot. We're in a pod.
Yeah, we're in a pod. I mean, the pod too, the podcast phenomenon too. Technology has made it.
But it's just radio.
It is just radio.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
Oh, absolutely. But because of the accessibility of it, like you literally brought your fucking. We're not in a studio. We're in my fucking house.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And you have a fucking camera, you have a stand, and then you have a module to record us. That's it.
It's pretty wild.
You could. Like people,
we just set up a radio station.
An empire with that, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm trying to do, man.
Yeah.
Didn't have an episode last week. I'm a little worried.
It's okay. This shit is hard.
Yeah, nobody wants to see this.
No, this shit's hard.
No, this is good, but I mean, like my podcast in general. It's just very hard to keep motivated to do it. But
it's hard to do. It's hard to do anything, man. Truly, like. No, I think.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're doing it. That means something. You know
Thank you.
I think. I hope. I'm trying to do shit. I hope it means something.
I feel like I'm always trying. I just try to do a little bit all the time.
That's great.
That's my
I think that's
rationale.
the best way. I think that's the best way. I really do. I really.
Otherwise, I get overloaded.
Yeah.
And then when you do that, it just builds up.
Exactly.
And then you're like, oh, I did all this. Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Which is.
I think you're episode 40.
Really? Okay, bet.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah.
It's big. It's big.
Hell yeah.
All right, sorry. I don't like how sentimental this got.
No, yeah. I love earnestness. Earnestness is real.
Earnestness?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's kind of the whole thing I'm talking about with these simulation things. What's the real fucking...
I was out to dinner with my buddy was in town to go to visit for like his MBA. So he went to U Chicago. One of his friends, they're all super smart. I mean, he was valedictorian at my school.
Okay.
And then the girl we go out with, it was the president at Brown University where he went. And then, and she's in U Chicago Law, and then her friend who's also in U Chicago Law. So they're all like extremely smart.
Yeah.
We're out to dinner with them. I felt like a fucking creature, dude. I made an off-color joke that did not go well.
Yeah?
Yeah, but whatever. She knew about Norm Macdonald, so it saved it.
Sure.
Anyway, so talking about earnestness, she had this question near the end where she was just like, so you guys are like best friends. Like, what do you guys like love about each other?
Okay.
And I just was like, holy
I
fuck.
mean, that
like,
is a little bit
that
of a crazy
question was, I was just like, that's crazier than
That's
anything that I've said so far.
Yeah.
Like, by a lot.
No.
Because I'm not meaning anything I'm saying. That's
that.
like.
I love that she said that.
I mean, I kind of admired it.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of like, that the.
Yeah, I don't think she's wrong,
the
but
actual
that is
depth
crazy.
of that question is pretty insane.
Yeah.
To just spring on someone that you just met. But then, yeah, I mean,
I
don't think anybody's ever done that to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what do you love about this person?
What,
like,
what was,
fucking whoa.
Okay, how did you respond to that?
I said, he's a fucking fag. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, yeah, we both. I mean, it was very funny the difference between me and him both basically were just. It was like such boy answers. We were both like we're like down for anything. We just have like similar sensibilities.
Sure.
And then we're like, what about you guys? And they were like, she's the most caring, loving. She listens to everything. And as soon as they answered, I was like, my answer sucks. Like I should have re-answered.
That's okay. So I'm like very much on like, you were like, that's like the most edgy thing that was said that night, right? And I agree. Like, I agree. Like,
but I think that was only my perception.
No, I say whether they perceived it or not, I really think that is, especially because we're comics. So our, like, I think one of the biggest misconceptions of comedy is edginess. It's misunderstanding edginess, you know? Like a lot of young comics. I was when I was a younger comic. I think the idea for me, you know, because I really I love Bo Burnham, Louis C.K., you know, fucking classic Dave and shit like that. So when you watch these like greats, you know, or like a Marin or something, and Marin's like really prickly.
Love Marin.
Yeah, love Marin.
Love Marin.
Love Marin.
That's a style that no one will ever be able to imitate.
Dude, oh my god.
I mean, they all are, but Marin especially.
No, Marin's got kids. I'd like to hope I'm a little bit of a kid of Marin, you know what I mean? But like, and then you have like Gerard and shit like that, and but like, So you think, oh, I'm laughing at this because he said like retarded or something. It's like no, because Eddie Murphy literally and what?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm agreeing, but
Yeah,
keep going.
Eddie
Keep
Murphy
going.
literally has a joke where like he's talking about Bill Cosby and he's like Cosby's like you go up there and you say the shit fuck and he's like and I was and I was offended because you think I'd just come up here and be like shit fuck motherfucker shit that wouldn't be a show. You gotta have
Yeah.
jokes in there. You have to have substance.
Context.
Exactly. A lot of Eddie stuff, for example, is extremely fucking earnest.
Yeah, dude, the fucking where he does the all leather.
Yeah.
The intro to that is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
He says faggot like 6 times.
Oh yeah, well yeah, 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 but yeah, that worked then.
It killed.
Yeah, it killed.
People were like, "This is the greatest thing we've ever seen."
But so many of the stories in those specials are like real like childhood.
Yeah.
Or like.
Well, it's confluence.
Yeah.
It's a confluence of earnestness and then absurdity.
Yeah, and irony and shit
that's
like
the
that.
most absurd thing that you can do.
Yeah.
It's like
And I think in like, I don't know where I'm going with this.
Keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah. I do think in like current culture, we're like so drowned with irony. Like, like we were talking about like the 90s, I think before we started, and irony really came like with The Simpsons and shit, like postmodernism and shit like that. And then you have, and so much of culture has just been that for 30 years.
Yeah, especially like younger kids.
Actually, I'll forgive it with the younger kids. Fucking millennials are 40 now.
That's true.
Millennials are fucking no, like.
But don't you like that though?
What?
I think irony is amazing.
I hate Deadpool.
Oh.
I hate Deadpool. I hate Deadpool.
I love Deadpool
you
so much.
You can't be fucking because here's the thing. It's it's like oh my god, fucking. It's like, commercials are stupid. Buy this Coke. What the fuck? And it's like, you fucking piece of shit. You can't.
No,
like, you're
dude.
killing punk music.
It's awesome.
You're killing. No,
it's so awesome.
I mean, if that's what you think, I think that's valid.
It's a lot, but
it's just everything.
What do you mean?
Everything is Deadpool now. Everything is Deadpool now.
That's not Deadpool's fault.
No, I'm using Deadpool as kind of like a stand-in for like.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and what I mean is like, it loses its its potency.
It's not. What's the fucking word? Something. God damn it.
What?
It's not. It's like fresh. It's not novel. It's not novel anymore. Yeah.
And it's like. And it's used for corporate interests. And like, what do corporate interests align with the proliferation and sustenance of human culture?
But I do like to think that the people that are behind that are still like creative people who are like, this is how we're gonna reach other.
No. Like, I'm not saying there aren't very talented or creative people, but I am saying that the talented and creative people aren't incentivized to be genuinely talented and creative. Like in 30.
I think they are, but
no, they're not.
The modes,
like structurally, they're literally
they
not.
are,
Yeah.
but the modes of which they're able to express that are limited by like
corporate interest.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So the motivation to be creative is like it's never been higher, but there's like it's like funneled into. Well, I think on paper it is. It's like
I think
because they want. It's like the idea.
Motivation to produce has been.
Yeah, but
ramped,
to them, that's what creativity is.
They're
not because they're not thinking.
Well, maybe
I'm talking about like corporate interest. Like their idea of creativity is just create volume.
Yes.
And create volume of this niche that is currently popular.
Yes,
and
which
makes
is
money.
It's
not novel.
No.
Which takes
Look
away
at
from
the words you just said.
Yes.
This niche that is currently popular. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
They are still creating.
Sure. Yes.
I mean? I don't think. Like, in terms of like creativity, I think when I think of creativity, I think of like out of the box.
Yes.
That's not
out of the
creativity in the fact that it's out of the box, but it is still creating. Like
it's
you're still
producing. That's why
yeah.
content is so nasty.
Don't even get me started on the content,
Yeah.
dude.
No, truly. Like,
Fucking clips.
I mean, oh, that's literally where my went. If clips,
Should I clip up our app?
like, I mean,
I don't
here's
want
the
to.
thing. No,
It takes a
that,
lot of work and it's annoying.
yeah, then don't.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
I actually might. There have been good moments, but we'll see.
The thing with like clips is again, I know I'm being really redundant, and it's because I'm hyper fixated, as the kids say, on this idea of like, simulation and shit like that.
Mhm.
So stand up was a live thing, you know what I mean? And it comes from the long human storytelling tradition, right? And kind of galvanized through like American culture of individuality and
Mhm.
shit like that. And then you start filming stand up and you have like specials or you have like late night spots, right? And then that turns into what we have now is clips, right? And that's like such a great example of the atomization of it because I'll be on Hinge and like girls will like be like, "Oh my god, you like do like stand up?" Because I'll like have a picture to show them
Of course,
I
of
like
course.
do something. So they're like, "Okay, I guess he does something."
Then they
But
assume it's a hobby, and you're like, no, it's my life.
yeah, it's my whole life.
Yeah,
I've
sorry.
thrown everything
Yeah,
away for
this
it.
is literally, I'm obsessed with
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
It's gonna ruin our relationship.
I have so many canned goods in my pantry right now because I don't have a real job.
Yeah, from Save a Lot.
Yeah, yeah. But they, I'm like, okay, so like, who do you like? And they're like, oh, I don't really have specific people. I like watching a lot of clips on TikTok. And I know this is pretentious to
Oh,
say,
that's
but
crushing.
that's disgusting. It's
Well, yeah, as a
disgusting.
comic, it's disgusting.
It's disgusting because that's not fucking.
Because you're not
comedy.
actually watching. Yeah.
You're not watching comedy. That person could not even
It's the
necessarily be funny.
Tried. Yeah. It's the equivalent of them like if they asked what kind of music you like and you're like, I don't really listen to anybody, but I've seen like a clip from like a Drake music video that I thought was okay.
Are you saying that as a joke?
No, I'm saying
Or
it's
like
equivalent.
Because that's real.
People say that?
Kids younger than us say that now.
Oh god.
No. Like actually, I'm not
Jesus
even.
Christ,
I'm not
dude.
even like being like dramatic. Like they say that.
It's tough.
Like actually, like kids will be like. So again, with music, you could do the same thing. There's like the simulacra thing where like. Now, so it's live performance, recorded performance, then vinyl, CDs. We're already in a place of like, we're already like in a fourth level of simulacra, or like, and then you have the digitized streaming thing, right? And now music is propagated through like social media. It's the aesthetic of music. Music is secondary, like the material music is secondary to a sound meant to accompany a meme. That's a piece of content.
Yes.
And this is like children are growing up.
It's more
with
about
this.
the person that's making the music and how their beef with Kendrick is going.
I don't even. I mean, that was nice because Kendrick kind of forced everybody to sit the fuck down and listen.
I don't know anything about it, honestly.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know anything about music.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
so illiterate.
Oh, that's fine. He just made everybody. He just because what was the content of it was so enticing.
Mm-hmm.
Like what everyone wanted to hear was so enticing. It forced people like the to me, and I'm not even trying to be a contrarian. The greatest thing about Not Like Us is that the third verse is a literal history lesson on Black Reconstructionism.
I will have to give that a listen.
Literally, exactly.
What does he say?
He's like, fuck, how did the verse go? He's literally talking about.
You better remember it now.
Huh?
You better remember it now.
No, he's literally talking about like,
They're not
once
like
upon a
us.
time, all of us was chains. Then homies, and he's like talking about from slavery
Uh-huh.
to how we had railroads in Atlanta, and like after slavery, Black people had their own society, like their own cultures, you know what I mean? And like white people went in there and they destroyed them. So a lot of like the narrative that was pushed post Reagan.
So when he's saying they not like us, He's saying they as in the whitey?
No, I mean it's not exactly that. It's just I mean he it's just anyone who doesn't align with, I guess.
Their values?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
literally that, literally that. Yeah, he literally said that in a Bazaar, in the Bazaar magazine. He literally, because they're like, "Oh, what does this mean to you?" And he was like, "It means a man who stands on his principles and is
And he's
scrupulous."
saying Drake does not do that.
He did not in the magazine. He did not say that.
He did not say it. So he okay. I understand.
Yeah.
So he said that. Okay.
um, but yeah, well, so yeah, because what's great about that phenomenon is again like when a lot of these things you can point to Deadpool, you can point to certain figures, but it's not really about the figures. You know what I mean? It's about the phenomenon
Hmm.
that allow figures to exist.
To rise to prominence.
I mean, same thing with. I mean, that's kind of what is interesting. I don't know if I want to talk. I don't want to go too deep into it, but I think it should be addressed. Obviously, like just the Trump of it all. I've never talked about Trump.
Uh-huh.
Like his first term, I made it a whole thing for me, and no one cared what I was doing. But I was like, I'll never talk about him, like because that feeds that whole thing. But it seems to be something like people really want. You know what I mean? Or culturally, there's a lot of inertia behind that.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
Yes, there is.
And
It's hard to ignore.
yeah, yeah, and that is not good, in
No.
my opinion.
No.
At least from my point of view.
The
from
best kind of president is when you forget
I don't.
who's even.
Maybe that's also. I also think I'm like that's also kind of the problem, like
What?
because like I voted for Kamala, you know, and I would again because she's so fine. No, but like she, she's not a humanist. You know what I mean? She's not a humanist. Like I wanted Bernie. Like
I was gonna
wanted,
say, okay, yeah,
I
Bernie's
wanted
sick.
Bernie.
I'll take Bernie.
That's what I wanted, and they booted him the fuck out.
That's the thing with the fucking with the left is
No,
like
but
you
it's
can
not-
act like you're so
but it's-
superior, but then
it's
you had a
not.
guy
It's
who
not. Another thing, I just learned this. The way systems of power maintain power is through binary systems.
yeah, like you're yeah.
Literal left and right, good and evil dichotomies, because that's not real. Even when I said earlier on there are two races and one is better than the other. No, there's not. There's no way. This is not. What? Like, how many whites are you right now? You know what I mean? Like, how many beefing tribes are in your fucking DNA? Like, if you 23 and me, yeah, like that's like low key a legitimate question. Like, if you 23 and me yourself, like if the average white American 23 and me themselves 2 centuries, 3 centuries ago, like they would kill, like their DNA would kill one another. And yet, off of an idea of, oh, you're German,
Mhm.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're Polish. Like it's not a
Not even that
provable
long
thing.
ago.
It's
Yeah.
not even that long ago. It's not even that long ago. And then you have like a person like I mentioned, Travis Barker's daughter, who is simulating blackness. You know what I mean? It's an aesthetic to where everything is like. Alan Moore said we live in a culture of steam now. You know what I mean?
Steam?
Yeah, steam. Where like a lot of the cultural product, it doesn't have the same efficacy of older things. Like something I've been thinking about a lot.
What do you mean efficacy? Like it's not long lasting?
It's not long lasting. It doesn't have layers. It doesn't have texture.
That sort of brings me back to the thing you were saying about
Yeah.
Hinge with the girl that said she likes comedy and then it was just like a bunch of clips.
Exactly.
It's like you almost feel like anytime you're actually legitimately invested in a single thing,
Yes.
it's like you're like a purist. But back in the day, you would have just been like you would have just liked that. You would have just liked it.
Yes.
And now it's like to truly like something. And then I mean, we especially look down on that for comedy because
Yeah.
it's like I don't even watch comedy. I listen to it. Like I
Yeah.
listen to albums.
Yeah.
That's how I think that's how it should be consumed.
Sure.
And then you meet someone like that, and then they call it like gatekeeping, like oh you're like gatekeeping.
But
your
there should be
thing, and
gatekeeping.
it's like there should be.
Yeah,
There should
exactly.
be. Yes.
I think there should be gatekeeping.
Thank you.
Yeah. The Beatles played how many the Beatles, like when they were like coming up, they played thousands of hours in pubs where nobody gave a shit
Did you
about.
read Outliers?
Did I? Yeah, I know of it.
Is that where you? Oh, okay.
I know of
He
it.
yeah he
I
talked
also am just
he
super
talked about how much the Beatles played
oh,
in
yeah.
pubs where like nobody fucking knew them,
Gave a shit
and
about
they would
them.
just and he was basically just saying like that, like
That's why Paul
it
McCartney.
seemed like an overnight success, but like
No,
no,
that's why Paul McCartney now can still like make a good song now.
because he's an expert. He's a
Yes.
master. He's a master.
He's
yeah.
a master. I think ideas like mastery feel antiquated in our
Yes.
in our generation, and I think what is nice is
You can get by without it, without having to master anything.
You
can be
can.
mediocre at everything and still have a pretty good life.
sure. I think we're reaching a saturation point. Like
When will it
like
become?
I really like. I don't know when.
So you're saying entropy? Like we're trending toward. There's
Well,
gonna be a point.
I do think everything is a cycle. I do believe deeply in that. Hence why I like my ghost.
I also believe that I'm ahead of the cycle, fashion-wise. People just don't know it yet.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, if you're you say that glibly, but
I mean, I do mean it as well.
good because like if
Because
you
it's
just
true.
continue to dress how you dress,
You
people
will
imitate-
eventually be in fashion. I think
Exactly.
about this constantly
Absolutely.
because I hate fashion and I
Okay.
hate how people are like, "Oh, I'm in fashion," or like, "Look how good they look." It's like, but you only think that because that's what's in right now.
Exactly.
It's so arbitrary.
Yeah. It's so arbitrary.
And then you're gonna shit on me and what I'm wearing, but it's like, dude, in like 4 years, everybody's gonna be dressed like me.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna be like, you're gonna be dressed like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people might.
Even though I'm like dressed like a hiker, but it's-
Adam Sandler is such a great example of that.
yeah,
You know, because
that's efficacy.
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, exact because he's so thoroughly authentically himself.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? And there is,
Yes.
you know, we could. I mean, we could go. I could talk
Something
about.
I admire about you,
Oh,
authenticity.
oh, that's kind.
It's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm just loud and autistic.
In a very authentic way.
Thank you. That's
Yeah,
kind.
there's no other you.
Sure, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's so kind.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate you and your authenticity, and you
Thank you.
say things that upset me. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, but I like that. I shouldn't agree with everything.
Yeah, you shouldn't. That's not fun.
No, that's not fun. That's not
Yeah.
a conversation.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And
But I
that's
know I
what.
disagree.
Huh? No, but that's what makes a good comic. What I really like about you is how long have you been doing comedy?
2 years.
2 years? Okay, yeah. And you're already very funny.
Thank you.
But what I really love is that you just really love comedy.
I do.
Like you really love
I
it.
really do.
Like dork, dweeb shit.
Yes.
Like and that's great.
Yes.
No, oh my god. Just like okay, like this is another Hinge thing. So like there's a girl who I matched with, right? And she was like, "Oh, so you've been at the Laugh Factory?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And she was like, "Oh, so you're a comic?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "So how do I get to the Laugh Factory?" And I'm like, "Have you done comedy before?" And she's like, "No, but I've been wanting to. I've like seen like clips and shit like that."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Well, and I give this talk to everybody who wants to like, because I can't."
I'm very curious as to what this is going to be.
So she was like, and I was like, well, you start. I can't tell you how to get famous in a big clip on the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that is such a small fraction of what doing comedy is. That is such a small fraction. But I can tell you, I think I'm good, and I can tell you how to become good. It takes a lot of writing. It takes a lot of going to mics. Like when you're starting, like if you can 5 times a week. That's how I feel I got funny. Adam Gilbert gave me that advice, and that really
It's like my exact number.
Yeah. It, like if I don't do it currently now, I'm reckoning with certain things right now, but I got my hours in like a couple years ago when I moved to Chicago. That really like, built the skills, and like just 5, maybe you can go above 5, but nothing less than 5 a week. And yeah, that was amazing. like life-changing advice from Adam Gilbert, who's in New York and amazing.
He's amazing. I saw him open for DeStefano
He's the
at the Chicago theater he fucking murdered.
best.
Yeah, and she definitely won't understand how much.
Yeah, so like
Wait, dude, Sam Beer's calling.
oh yeah,
Do you
oh
wanna answer
shit,
it to
yeah,
me?
let's answer.
Do you want to answer? Do you want to answer it to
Yeah.
me?
Hello. Hello. Hey. Hey, Sam. Hey, Sam. Hey. What's good? How are you?
Yo,
What?
link up of the century.
What are you talking about?
Link up of the
It's me.
century.
It's me, Harry. I'm
Yo.
Jewish, but I look like Hitler youth.
Yeah, where you guys at?
He's at my. I'm at Obi's crib. Wait, fuck, fuck.
All right, he's on speaker.
Yeah,
We're at Obi's right now.
yeah.
We're mid pod.
We're mid pod. Yeah.
Shit, my bad.
In me,
No,
yeah.
you're fine. What's up?
Pod on the Thursday now?
I have to pod whenever I can,
Bro,
man.
he's got a pod.
Damn, that's fire.
Bro, I think we're gonna come and see you.
Yeah.
Sam Biru, amazing comic. He's doing his JFL audition today.
Big deal.
Yeah, this is a huge deal.
I am, man.
Yeah.
I was calling to ask and see like what if Harry got tickets.
Jackson bought me tickets.
Nigga, I'm not buying no fucking ticket, nigga. Oh wow, this is the
Obi-
first nigga I dropped.
Obi
Good
doesn't
for
want to
me.
support local comedy, but me and
No.
Jackson.
I don't think you had to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Well, we decided that we weren't going to, and then Jackson just texted that he bought them. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think you need to buy a ticket. But,
yeah. Well,
but
we'll
that's what's up.
yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah. Look at
Yo,
see you.
That's fire that you guys are doing a podcast.
Probably
No.
probably leave in like half an hour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fun. We're having
Yo,
fun.
All right, do the podcast. I'm happy y'all doing this
All
podcast.
right,
That's
bye.
a
Break a leg,
fire-
hon.
All right, bye, Sam.
I love y'all.
Love you.
Watch this. You ready?
Ah. Shut
All right.
up.
Goodbye. Morky B.
Yeah, yeah, this is the best.
What the fuck were we talking
What are you
about?
talking about?
Hinge.
Oh yeah, she just. I was like, and I've never seen.
Oh
her.
yeah.
I pointed her to the Laugh Factory
Tuesdays,
open
open
mic.
mic.
Exactly.
You can sign up. You can literally
could
do
just
it tomorrow. Yeah.
Literally do it, and I've never seen her since. And that's and it's because like
So many people think they want to do it.
no, like you know what? So many. I'm just gonna say this. So many people should not be doing comedy
Yeah.
because there are a
There's
lot of
no barrier to
no,
entry. It's
there's
horrible.
and there already wasn't one before, but like here's why. There are a lot of losers in the world who are empty inside and they're like, "Oh, because I'm a loser, I can do comedy." No, like this Mulaney had a great joke about this about Robin Williams, where they're like, he was talking about like, oh, he's so depressed and da da da. Oh, comedians are all depressed.
This is from the Netflix thing, The
yes,
Hall.
yes, and he
Damn.
was yeah,
That's
and-
crazy.
Yeah, and he was like, he takes offense to that because there are a lot of depressed people who are not interesting at all.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And like, like you're fucking clogging up the goddamn fucking list, okay? Or I gotta wait for you to get on my spot, and I want to go and I want to leave after.
Because you don't want to tell jokes. You want to talk. You want to go up there and be like, "Sorry, I'm just gonna complain about my day really quick."
Yeah.
It's like, really? We have 4 minutes, and that's what you're gonna do with your time?
To do comedy, I really think you have to be a specific kind of loser. You really do. You really do. Like you have to. I'm like a very specific
What kind?
of. Just like I mean, like. I wouldn't even just say like I wouldn't classify it per se as like a spectrum-y thing, but dude, to do comedy, like people are like, you're so brave for doing comedy. Any true comedian, and I hate to gatekeep, but I will gatekeep because I do think if you've done comedy, you're technically a comedian. But there are like if you do comedy, like you do it, and there's a kind of desperation where actually it's kind of like the horror thing, where it's like. This being seen here is much less scary than I don't know. It's not even a matter of or not being able to express myself because I don't value being like I'd like to be seen because it will help me get me money, but like like doing this is less scary than my horrible life otherwise.
Well, yeah. I mean,
You know
I
what I
think
mean?
I think the least scary part of an open mic is the 4 minutes that you're on stage.
Yes.
I
oh,
think-
that's, yeah.
I think, and especially in the beginning, I was not scared. obviously, I mean, there was trepidation about like actually going up and performing, but
Yeah.
like really what's scary is sitting there beforehand and having to interact with people
Yes.
and then
Or
after
not interact with
or not
people,
interact or
sitting on
making
things.
fleeting glances at people you sort of
Sorta
know, but
yeah.
like
And you're like, oh, this
I mean
guy
that
hates
shit
me.
is just the worst.
Yeah, and
I
then
can't deal with
and then
it.
after, because when you're bad at stand-up comedy,
Oh,
people don't like you.
fuck. Which honestly is justifiable. Like it's hard to separate because if you see someone's act and it really doesn't sit with you well, it's so hard to then without knowing that individual to then give them the benefit of the doubt.
Nah, suck my dick. Not you, but the general. Nah, suck my dick.
It's possible. Don't get me wrong.
No,
but
I get it, but I've had back when I was like. I started in Cleveland. I remember a little older comic who, well, he wasn't older. He was older than me as a person, but like not as a comic. And like he like looked at me weird, and I'm like, "You do this? You know how this go?" Like,
well, there is a camaraderie of like
There
if
should
you're doing this and I see you routinely,
yeah,
we're on the same team no matter
Yeah.
what. It's just like there's some times where it's like I see people. I guess this is just people that I can't stand off stage.
Oh
that
no,
I'm
well,
watching
yeah.
on stage. but
Also, like new comics. I haven't had time for new comics.
yeah, when they're like super
Till I was,
super
like,
green.
Oh man, like, huh? Let's go to open mics. Shut up.
That's literally still me.
Shut up. This is great. This is great. But like, I know you now. I didn't care about you before.
Which is you shouldn't have.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Dude,
I
like,
remember I was with you, Hannah Belmont. Who else? So it was just like it was at a mic actually, and I was just talking with you guys, and you guys had a great head on your shoulder.
Mhm.
You know, Hannah's amazing. She
Grinder.
goes, yeah, huh?
Grinder.
Yeah, great grinder. Yeah, you know, hilarious person, and sorry, and you guys just had like a really good head on your shoulders. And I was like, yay, new people who actually give a shit about this.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah,
sick.
that's what. Because from then on, and also I'd seen you do like a joke at the Lincoln Lodge that I really liked.
Which one?
It was just like a really like healthy trans joke, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah, it wasn't like, and you weren't like punching down on trans.
I had a
women.
healthy trans joke.
I think so.
I can't even remember if I've ever written a trans joke.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I was
But
gonna-
my thing with trans is just I think you just need to talk about them like people.
what a
Like human
revolutionary
beings.
concept.
Unfortunately, in
Wait,
comedy-
what?
Whoa, what the
Yeah,
what
they're
the
like,
hell?
wait a second. Yeah, I've seen people who have started comedy 4 months ago, and then
Yeah.
they're outside like asking Brandon Kiefer if they can punch up one of his jokes.
That's crazy.
And you're like, do you not understand what
That's
the fuck you're doing
crazy.
right now?
That's crazy.
I couldn't even look Kiefer in the eye for the first, like, literally. I mean, I've been doing it basically a half, but like
Sure,
literally
sure.
until like 3 months ago, I could not even like look Kiefer in the eye.
Yeah, dude.
Just because I was like, he's so good, he's been doing this for a long time.
yeah.
I don't want to
again,
fucking
I
bother
also
the
think
guy.
There kind of should be a hierarchy, and I'm talking as someone who didn't benefit from it. Like
There's an innate hierarchy.
where
it's
like
just whether
people
you
would not
understand
look
it.
at me. People straight up would not look at me. Like I moved in Chicago in like 2019. Like people wouldn't look at me to like mid 2020. Like people started kind of looking at me late,
Mhm.
like beginning of 2020. Like and then pandemic happened, and then everyone forgot.
Yeah.
because-
Reset.
Yeah, so I was like
That's
starting.
brutal.
Yeah, but yeah, and you have to earn it. You have to literally earn it,
And that
it's
sucks,
good.
but you should. Yeah, you have. That's
It-
it's fail. Like you have to do that.
Yeah, like that's why I prefer stand up to improv.
It weeds out the fucking pussies.
It weeds out the fucking pussies. No, it's why improv is
Ugh,
not improvisers
Thank you.
now are
I
not as
agree.
funny.
It's
'Cause
too supportive.
it's too fucking supportive. Comedy should not be supportive.
Not everybody. It's like sports. Like if you're not good, I'm not. You're gonna. It's different.
Yes, I mean improv. You know, it is not what it was. you had like fucking, you had like coke heads from Boston and like weird, ratty haired
Yeah.
girls like Amy Poehler and I say this like with the most honor. Like this
Oh,
is
I
like the
know.
great.
I
like,
know.
You had fucking weirdos.
These are the goats.
Yeah, you had fucking weirdos like Chris Farley
Who don't fit in anywhere else.
John Belushi.
Yeah.
And that exactly. Tina Fey.
And now it's like
sh-
we want
where
to fit
it's-
into everywhere, but it's like no.
Who
dude.
comedians?
No, like improv people. I
Oh
feel like
yeah,
it's like
no, they're all like kids from Money and like, you know, they've got their like striped socks and shit.
And their suspenders.
And their their ironic suspenders.
Their whirly hat. Their
Literally.
big lollipop.
And they're like they're 35.
Yeah.
They're 35. And it's like, bruh, like, I don't, like, get punched.
There's something so off-putting to me about that because I feel like there's something very inauthentic about just being unabashedly welcoming to everybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're racist. I mean, yeah, I'm speaking from experience.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Why would I just say that?
Please tell me.
I mean, like, I did improv. I moved here to do improv. I actually was frustrated because I'm from Cleveland. I was very frustrated with the scene there.
Uh-huh.
And I just thought all comics were like that. And you know, they a lot of them were like, "Oh, he quit." And sometimes people, and I'm like, don't talk to me. So I was like very excited to get into improv. Like, I moved here to do IO. I saw the show. I saw a show. I was really my mind was blown. Like, when it's done well, it's amazing.
Yeah,
know?
great improv. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal.
And you know, and I would like do 10,000 hours. Is this kind of very cheap program where you just do fucking. That was huge for me. I met some of my best friends, and it really grew me as a comedian. But when I started taking classes and shit, well, in one of my classes, like, so one thing you don't do in improv, you don't pimp a character. Do you know what pimping is?
Mm-mm.
So pimping is essentially where you essentially hoist a character or a premise onto somebody. You know, usually you start doing something and then a person yes ands you. You know, you're not like, I'm not like, oh, you're a robot. And you're like, well, I
Oh,
have to
you
be
give me a robot?
Yeah, you're pimping somebody
I'd be
up.
so pissed.
Yeah.
I'd
well,
be a negroid.
Yeah. Well,
sorry.
guess what? They made me a negroid. Yeah, no, truly. They made me a slave in a scene.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Twice.
Twice.
Yeah, 2 different occasions.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and that's not why
That's
I
crazy.
stopped. It was
Wait, how did they? Were they just like?
I don't even remember.
Were they just like walking down the
'cause
street and they looked at you and they're like,
the-
"Boy,"
yeah,
and you're like, "What the
I
fuck?"
don't even remember. I just because and here's how I know it happened for sure. Because both times they would stop the class. And everyone would like step aside from me and be like, "Oh my God, Obi, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And that hurt because I was gonna be such a funny slave. I was gonna be the best slave.
They didn't even let you do
They
it.
didn't even let me be a slave. I'm like, I know you idiots are racist.
Oh
I'm
man.
funny. I'll fix it.
Man.
Yeah.
To not even give you the
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. You know.
So after the second time, you were like, "I'm out."
What? Yeah, I went to private school. I know. What? No, it was just like the one like black homie I had from there he was not on the same page with me about. He very much wanted to fit in with them, and I was like,
They not like us.
yeah. Yeah, so I was just like, I'm not, and I'm so glad that happened because the Chicago scene is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And that's it. I've heard people talk about how like mean comics are in Chicago, and it's like, dude, I really
No, they're like really nice and
I've
supportive.
really
They're, like,
not
we're all
had
assholes.
like any bad
We're all
experience. I mean,
assholes.
2 people really hate me, but
No, but
aside from them,
I mean, I think I can kind of be an asshole.
well, everybody is an asshole.
Yeah,
And you should be at some points
Yeah.
an asshole.
yeah.
Uh
That's what I like about comics.
shouldn't be all nice and lovey-dovey.
No,
and
because then you get weird.
it should be real.
Dude, so many weird,
awkward.
get outy fucking like comments I'd get from like improvisers. I'm really proud of like my pen. Like I love writing,
Yeah.
and I think I'm a strong writer. I know I am. And I would have lines, for example, like doing improv, and like a white kid would be like, "Huh, you've got a lot of energy up there," and I'm like, just like, yeah. I'm loud up there. That's it. You didn't get.
Yeah, he's
anything
not
else?
even. It's kind of like the Bill Cosby, Eddie Murphy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. No. Yeah. If I was just yelling, I mean, yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Like why would no one would be able to connect if I just went up there and yell, unless I'm Louis Black and I can just pull that off. But Louis Black has so much substance.
Yeah.
In his work, you know.
He's also got great structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah. So you know that was that. You know, have you ever done improv?
I mean, I've never done like sanctioned improv, but in my freshman year of middle school or high school,
Yeah.
we had to take an elective, and I did performing arts,
Okay.
and we did improv in that. I thought it was
Were you a
like
theater kid?
no, no,
Oh.
God no.
Don't. I am.
Please don't put those on me. Come on, dude.
We were talking about nerds
No,
earlier. I'm a theater
no,
kid,
I'm
baby.
not.
I'm a fucking
I honestly
geek.
kind of feel like a misfit toy
Okay.
because, like, I played lacrosse
Yeah.
throughout high school and then in college, but I am definitely a nerd.
Sure.
So I get along with both groups. It's not really even code switching because I'm just awkward
No,
in
you're
both
just you,
groups.
yeah.
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 But I do feel
That's
sort of
what
like I
makes
feel
it-
like an imposter in both groups though.
Th-
With
I-
comics is where I feel, dude. Before I mean,
Yes.
dude, I just even like when my best friends came to town recently,
Yeah.
there are some things dialogue wise
Yeah.
where you'll say something and they'll turn to you and they'll be like, "What are you talking about?" And you're like, "Dude, just like go with it. Just
Yeah,
fucking
just
run
yes
with it. Just
and.
keep going."
You
Like,
want to know something? I've kind of had the opposite.
why are you asking that? Why does
Yeah.
that matter? I don't think it's that different. Be like, well,
I
just
have it-
pretend it fucking is.
I feel like people are hella bitty nowadays.
Bitty.
Like everyone in my experience, I feel like a lot of like non-comics or like I guess lay people are.
But really, I genuinely, dude, when I see comics at an open mic walking amongst normal people, it feels like I'm in a video game, and every comic has like they're like slightly brighter than the other person walking around. You can literally like see a person, you're like, they're a comic.
Oh yeah, there was Grace Baylor, who's a friend of mine, who's hilarious. She had a show where it was like, again, it was the simulated show where like she got a bunch of comics to pretend to be the audience.
Yeah.
And she only invited 2 genuine audience members.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes.
That's a great idea.
Brilliant. And she, I was just like, most comics are not good actors because I'm like, because after it, we told them it was fake because a bunch of weird shit happened, right? And she was like, I don't know. Around the middle, I figured something was weird because I'd never seen an audience so keyed in. That was the language she used. But I would just like I would see my friends, and I was just like, this. You all look like cartoon
It's so
characters.
glaringly obvious.
Yeah, like I have a thing about like comics where I'm like, even like hot comics are like comic hot.
I know. Yeah, totally.
You
dude.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even if they're like like they still kind of look like like
They got a little grind.
they got a little, like like a plain faced, perfectly symmetrical Gucci model. Can't be a comic. I'm sorry.
I agree.
Even like I don't know.
You can't have both.
There's someone who I wanted. I mean, I don't know her, and I'm not dissing her, but I'm pretty sure like Whitney Cummings tried out for modeling, and they didn't like her. And Whitney Cummings is gorgeous.
Yeah, she definitely.
She's gorgeous, but she wasn't one of them. She's like one of
Yeah. Which is good because she's not one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds insufferable. Hang out with them. For a little.
Not the worst.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Fuck. Oh, and conversely, like when I was at that restaurant
Yeah.
with those smart fuckers,
Mhm.
and then I like got up to go to the bathroom, and I was just walking. I mean, I'm never at a nice restaurant ever.
Sure.
Ever.
Yeah.
Unless my mom comes to town, she's like, "Well, let's get a steak or
Yeah.
something." But then I'm just like, I'm just with my mom. But this, I'm like, I get up and it's just like all people that are our age, all killing it in life, and I'm walking by them to the bathroom,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
I feel like a fucking animal
Bro,
walking by them.
I mean, my cousin, who I used to, who I used to ask for his Game Boy so I could play Pokemon Emerald. Like, this is how far back we go.
Yeah.
Like, he's fucking, like, real job, fucking married and shit. You know what I mean? Like, and he's got dreads. That is the craziest.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like,
So
when?
you can have it all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, he's awesome. Obasi, love you. Yeah,
What about him?
What do I love? He's just like, he's always down for everything, and he's just always ready to rock and roll, and that's my boy. And also, he's the only remnant or family from my life before comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't talk to my family.
Any of them?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Should we discuss that or
Sure, yeah, we can discuss
what
it.
happened?
So I just didn't fit in with them. My parents were very unsupportive and abusive and stuff. And my brothers, like, I mean, I just recently found out I'm autistic, and I think that was a part of it.
How recent?
Like, maybe 5 months ago.
Dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody
fresh
could have
I'm a
tipped you
fresh
off to
tart,
that.
dude. No, it's fine. Should be okay. It's fine. Are you gonna cut around this, or are we just gonna?
No, I'm gonna leave it in. I'm a
Good.
very authentic Potter.
Good.
right. Continue.
Yeah.
You found out 5
like
months
I
ago
said,
that you're
I'm a fresh
autistic.
tard, and
Fresh tard? Oh.
Yeah. I was waiting for that one.
I was like,
Said it like 3 times.
like, wait a second. All right, fresh tard.
Yeah. No,
What she can say.
Yeah. Yeah. And just I didn't get good grades. I wasn't the right kind of kid. I wasn't classically masculine and shit like that. And my dad really didn't like my faggy vibe. Which I can say because I'm retarded. Kidding. And yeah, and then they had their own issues, and a lot of that was projected onto me and shit like that. And yeah, and my mom was never going to be supportive of me pursuing the arts. That was kind of like a big thing for me. Like I was always artistic, like I drew as a kid, and they
Same.
Yeah?
That was my first
art form.
form of expression. Yeah.
Yes. When did you start drawing?
I mean, as soon as I could hold a pencil.
Yeah, same. 5.
Yeah.
I remember drawing this one kid named Vincent. Similar hair to you.
Wow. You drew humans?
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Oh yeah, but well,
I drew trains.
You might
Talked about
also
that on
be
the last pod.
autistic. You might not-
I think I just love trains. I
Yeah.
seriously think it's a separate.
Oh.
It's a separation of church and state.
Yeah.
My brother and I just loved trains,
That's
dude.
hard. Model trains are so sick.
Bro, don't even get me started on freaking G scale.
No, bro. I don't. I'm a fake fan.
HO?
Put me on, put
N
me
scale?
on. Yo. I don't
LGB?
know. Bro. TQ.
Lionel? You want to go 3 rails?
Yeah, bro.
We can go
I'm
Lionel.
hip. Bro.
Dude, I used to have a subscription to Garden Railways.
Dude, that's hot.
My brother had a subscription to Model Railroader, and we made an agreement to put them next to the toilet,
That's
and we could
hot.
share.
That's hot.
Yeah. The 3 magazines next to our toilet were Model Railroader, Garden Railways, and
And
Cosmopolitan.
when did you lose virginity? Kidding.
In Ireland.
In Ireland?
Yeah.
Yo.
Which is not when, but
Okay.
still pretty cool.
Dude, I've been to Ireland. Ireland's fucking awesome.
Ireland's so sick.
Ireland is so
Yeah,
sick.
So sick.
It's like
Did you
one
go
of
to
the best places I've ever been.
Cliffs
in
of Moher?
Huh?
Cliffs of Moher?
What is that like a place?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's these cliffs
I
of
know
Moher.
we were on some big cliffs.
I think you were
There
there,
was some-
dude.
Yeah, and there was some sheep and
Well,
shit.
that's where.
Yeah, and we went to like a decrepit church and shit.
Oh, we didn't get to go to the
Dude,
decrepit
it was
church. I've
fucking-
heard
oh!
crazy things about it, though.
Oh man. Yeah.
What were you saying before that?
How my parents abused.
Oh, yeah. Let's get back to the fun stuff.
Yeah. So
Oh.
they sent me away to not be creative.
Yeah.
And kill that.
So, when you were a kid and you were like in theater,
Yeah.
your mom was like vocal about not liking that.
Well, I got into theater when I was in high school.
Okay.
I was only like an anime kid when I was growing up. So I was like real,
Yeah.
Peruvian hat, dragging the book bag with the wheels. Only talked about like Pokemon and shit. Getting so much fucking tail, bro.
Dude, I literally was going to fill that in.
In between bouts of copious amounts of pussy, I would, I would draw, and they didn't like it. I wasn't focusing in school and shit like that. Like, I recently gotten into Dogman.
Dogman?
Remember Captain Underpants?
Oh my God, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Wow, that's a throwback.
So like a new movie, Dogman came out. That's his new
Whoa.
series. And I've been like I like researching artists and shit. And Dave
Uh-huh.
Filkey, he was like a similar kid. He had like ADHD and would like draw all the time and get bad grades. And they'd like put him outside
Mhm.
in like the hall and shit. And that's shit that happened to me. And then I'd go home and my African parents would beat me.
You also have African parents?
Huh? You have?
No,
African
I'm
parents?
saying because of Sam.
Oh yeah. Oh, Dave, yeah.
I've heard
yeah.
a lot. I've heard a lot
Yeah.
about African
Oh, Sam,
parents.
yeah. Yeah. I don't. I don't care. I don't really care. It's not that. It, I mean, I got a lot of trauma from it, but like, I also don't like when. Not that I think it's wrong. Like, talk about how horrible and abusive your parents were, but a lot of like immigrant comics, like African or like Asian comics, will be like, they'll do the, their stand up will just be the accent.
Well, me and Drew were talking about that. How like, if you're from that race, you can just be racist
Yeah.
toward your own race.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like
You mean
hilarious.
YouTube in 2009 to 2015?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nigahiga.
No, Nigga Higa's different. He's different.
Or
He-
no, I'm thinking of there's another Asian guy. He was like he like collabed with them.
Oh.
I
'Cause
can't
Nigga,
remember.
he was love Ryan.
I loved him. Don't worry.
Yeah, he was amazing. Oh my
I think
god.
there's someone else. I can't remember who. Fuck. Yeah,
I
there
mean,
were like
but
a lot of
there's a lot
like
of
vines and
there's,
shit
like, a
as
lot
well.
of
Yeah.
that. Yeah, and
The mom with the chancla.
yeah, yeah, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's the joke. And I mean, what irks me about that is, I mean, what irks me about any kind of comedy where someone says, for example, they hate something, like, or this is a problem. Like, let's use immigrant parents for an example, but this isn't the only example because it's disingenuous to me, and I think comedy is valid with good structure and truth. I think those are things you should aim for. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And you can be edgy by being honest. You know what I mean? Um, and I think it is dishonest when you center your comedy, like the subject matter of your comedy is hating on a certain type of thing. So like we said, immigrant parents. Oh my God, my immigrant parents. I hate them. Ugh, they made me want to be a doctor. Da da da. And that, but that's all your shit is about. It's like, no, it seems like you love your immigrant parents.
I was
If
yeah.
they weren't around, you would have no identity. Like you could not be a doctor. Like you don't have to do that. Like you fully.
Mhm.
I mean, there are consequences to both. Life is consequences. Like you fully could do whatever the fuck you want. Like
It's also just it's like lame.
yeah,
It's just like boring.
it's corny.
Oh, you hate your parents. Oh, none of us feel that way.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
It's also pandering.
It's pandering. It's
Dude,
pandering.
there's literally nothing worse than pandering.
Sure.
I cannot stand pandering.
Again.
People and not just
And-
I mean pandering and posturing and like real life as well, which
Yeah.
I guess is the real life like pandering on
Do
stage.
you know what I'm
posture-
gonna bring up again?
Please what?
Simulation.
Oh man.
No, this is Deadpool. This is why Deadpool is an issue because you had postmodernism was meant to question modernism that came before it,
Mhm.
like the idyllic suburban, white family, nuclear family, commercial thing. You know what I mean? We just market commercials, we just market product, right? And then you start having things like you have Jim Henson, when he made commercials, he used to make commercials, and he had these like postmodern commercials of these like puppets like shooting each other and shit like that, and it kind of makes you question it. Obviously, he's working, he's working for the man. I'm not judging it. He's trying to get money, but like, it's a little punk to it, and you can only be punk for so long. You know what I mean? Postmodernism as a general movement was, okay, we're leaving one grand narrative and we have a bunch of conflicting narratives. You know what I mean? And we're trying to figure, because we're poking a bunch of holes.
Mhm.
Deadpool punches holes. He literally breaks the fourth wall, right? But then when you keep doing that, that just becomes the status quo, and then you go back to doing the bullshit you were doing before. And
Yes.
I think
That's with every single trend.
yes. And I went on that whole tangent just because you're talking about you hate posturing and pandering, and so much of comedy has lost. I think in the mainstream, so it's been diluted by so many people being in it, um, and so much of it being fragmented because like a lot of it is just like there's nothing wrong with crowd work. It's an essential part of live performance, and it's what makes comedy special. But when you are giving the frosting, first, and it is like you're pandering because what crowd work does, it makes that's why people go to shows now and they'll heckle you and they'll mess up your joke. Comedy, a form all about timing and context, and they will ruin the show for everybody, and they'll be like, no, but I'm helping you. They'll be drunk because they actually think they're helping.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm giving you a clip, and it's like
they think they're part of it. Yeah,
and
they're like throwing you an
pandering.
alley oop.
It's literally pandering. So it's a weird kind of conveyor belt of comedians. Well, I want to go viral, so this is again why these corporate interests constrict creativity, because I want to go viral and the algorithm promotes this, you know what I mean? And it'll center the audience. That's really what it's about. It'll center the audience. And it's and you would be like, oh, that's kind of like a socialist egalitarian idea, and it's like, not really, because it centers the ego, and you center the audience. You put out content about the audience, even though you're quote unquote the star. But now the audience member is like, well, I'm the star, and then the audience member becomes a comedian, and then they're like, well, I want to go viral. So then they're making, and it's pandering. You know what I mean? Structurally, it's pandering.
Yes, you're giving the people what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't have what they want because that save a lot.
True.
That save a lot.
And there's
Kids
also
should eat
different forms
veggies.
of pandering.
Yeah.
Because crowd work pandering is sort of like consumerism.
Yeah.
And then there's like semantic pandering where it's
Oh.
like you're saying like
Culturally.
you're saying like values that they want to agree
Clapper.
with. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That was huge in like 2016.
It's still
Shit.
fucking huge.
No, it's still big now.
And Trump is so bad for comedy right now.
No, on both ways, because so much of what.
Because they're overcorrecting now.
Yeah,
So-
really are people doing? People. I feel like
I
I
feel
feel
like-
like it's not as bad as it was in like 2016.
Dude, I think
Really?
it is.
Really?
I mean,
Dude, no, I
Yes.
was doing
I
comedy
think
in
it's-
2016. From 2016 to the pandemic,
it's actually-
the pandemic chilled the people the fuck
okay,
out.
that's true. But
And
I feel like
then
we're building back up toward that.
I think I don't think it will be like. I don't think we're gonna get pussy hats again. I really don't.
Pussy?
You don't
hats?
remember the pussy hats?
Oh, dude, I think we will.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I think it will have a little. I'm not saying
If
left
you-
has integrity. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying people who object to this kind of motive power that we're observing.
Mm-hmm.
I think there will be a little more efficacy. We need to figure out
Dude, I don't think
how need to figure out how to become. And you obviously can't clip this part, but we have to figure out how to become. And I like Instagram, but we have to figure out how to become post Instagram, in a certain way, not do
post
away-
Instagram?
Yeah.
Like postmodern, post Instagram?
Yeah, and that's not to say Instagram will be done away with, but
Do you like Instagram?
yeah, I
Do you like using it? Can I ask
Yeah.
you a question?
Sure.
If you die and go to heaven,
Mhm.
do you have Instagram?
What do you mean? Like literally, like if my spirit would
You die,
Yes.
go to heaven. In that heaven,
Oh,
your
it's
ideal
Instagram.
place, do you have Instagram?
See now that
It's an
that-
interesting
that
thought,
begs
isn't
the
it?
question of what heaven is, because like
It's your heaven.
I kind of don't want anything. I kind of want nothing.
I think.
My heaven would be truly nothing. Like
Well, then your heaven is no heaven.
yeah, like I don't want to be conscious when I die.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a win-win.
Yeah. Yeah. So like
Your
you
heaven
know.
is dying.
yeah. My heaven is dying.
You could go to heaven tonight.
Yeah.
It's kind of my biggest fear, but
yeah. Kind of a thing I'm working through.
think something I think about every single day.
I will say if I had a heaven, it would be it would be like a life where I'm like living and healthy and can create.
Oh God, now Matt Calhoun is calling.
Okay.
What's
Yeah.
up, Matt Calhoun?
Where are you?
I'm at Obi's.
Obi's? What?
Obi's. Obi Ehn.
You're at Obi's?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi.
Oh, sweet. Where's that?
In Edgewater.
it's in Edgewater.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
It's
Whatever.
kind of cool.
Oh, are you not going to the...
No, we're leaving in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I'm leaving Newport, whatever theater thing.
Sweet.
Thank you for being an effective narrative device to frame the podcast.
Yeah, dude, you're really bringing. You're putting a ribbon on this.
Yeah,
Or
thank
bow.
you.
Bow.
Yeah.
Ribbon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Matt. That's,
Oh, this is live. All right.
yeah.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Is there? Yeah, I guess we still. Is Jackson on your way?
He's on his way to the lodge.
Oh shit, we should leave like
Yeah, we
right
should
now.
probably get
All right,
going.
Matt, do you want to say anything for the
Yeah.
people?
Do you want to say anything? You can say anything.
Drive fast, stay thick.
Whoa! Wow!
Good words from Matt Calhoun.
Wow!
All right, bye, Matt.
You're
All right.
poet.
We have 20 seconds.
Yeah. It was lovely.
This was lovely.
I had a lot
yeah,
of fun talking to you, bud.
dude, so fun.
Yeah.
Can I add you to the Rolodex of people I want to have back?
Sure. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I always like a little later. I don't like being too close to the last.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I try to keep it fresh.
Cool. Cool.
Don't worry. Don't
yeah.
worry.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I used to be really scared of you.
Yeah. Ha.
Like, 'cause I respected you.
Oh, that's kind.
Yeah, and you're
yeah.
a loud black guy.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but genuinely, I was like, yeah, he's really funny.
Oh,
and
that's kind.
really scared.
Yeah. You're very funny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Likewise.
You should be happy.
All right. Do you have any message you want to impart upon our audience?
Okay, I guess yeah, I'll plug something if that's okay.
Plug.
Yeah, you can
This will
follow
be out on Monday.
Huh? Okay, awesome. Yeah, you can follow me at Pibblepap, PIBBLEPAP. I do live music shows. I have a music show on Saturday, and I live comedy all over. Listening to my album, Only God Can Save the Radio, and my other album, 30 at the Den, all on all streaming platforms.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I have no shows forever. Good night.
that'll change.
All right, let's get a photo.